Good morning, board gamers. This is Dave from Tabletop Videos, and today I wanted to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Board game haul pictures that people post on Facebook and whatnot. I love them. I think they're fantastic. In fact, I'm doing a board game haul video just to show you the stuff that I got. Why I got it, maybe tell you if I've played it or not, and I've got some questions for you guys after the video, so stay tuned for that. Let's just dive right in. All right, so first of all, we're just gonna, I don't know how I'm gonna do this yet. We're gonna work our way through this stack here. I try to get everything kind of stacked to where you can see everything. But basically, we're gonna start right here with Teotihuacan Late Classic Period. This, of course, is published by Board and Dice. It's a sequel, it's an expansion to the popular Teotihuacan, surprisingly. It's also got a solo mode by David Turchi, who's just fantastic. I got to talk with him at GenCon. Super nice guy. Looking forward to that one. Adds new stuff, new tracks. I'll tell you how that is after I play it. Foodies by Come On Games is actually a pretty light game. I saw this at Dice Tower Con this year, about a month ago, so I picked it up. There's a lot of variability to it with the different food types that you're basically serving. You're building a little food court, and when a dice is rolled, certain things trigger. It looks easy to get into, but it's a nice little palate cleanser of a game. Fun game. 5211. This is by Plan B Games, actually by Next Move. This is a card game where you're trying to build color sets of colors. It's like 5 colors. Interesting mechanics to it, so great game. All right, let's just move. Let's go up here. It's the expansion to Quacks of Quedlinburg, and there's a ton of videos on that. So if you don't know what Quacks is, I recommend you go check those out. I might do something on the expansion just to let you know what it's adding. Obviously, it's adding more little tokens and more little. I also got the little bits. More tokens and more stuff. I don't know everything it adds. It's more stuff for Quacks. Quacks is great. What's wrong with more stuff? So Ishtar, another game. This is by Bruno Cathala. This is published by Aiello Games. I remember opening the box and thinking, wow, this looks kind of light, but it's not. I'm not gonna shift it and say that it's a heavy game. I'm not trying to say that, but there's a lot of thinking involved in making good decisions in this game. Decrypto, if you've ever played Decrypto, this is the Laser Drive expansion. This is also by Aiello Games. Is it Aiello? Aiello? I think it's Aiello. I don't know. Hey guys, Future Dave here. I did a little research, and yes, it's yellow, not Aiello like iPhone. It's not an Apple product. It's yellow, like the color, like the shirt. So yeah, thanks. Just yellow. All right, carry on. It's by those guys with the I and then Ello. Laser Drive adds an interesting mechanic where when you're giving clues, you need to use for one of the clues that you give, you have to use a specific theme. So maybe a movie title or something like that. But yeah, that's Decrypto Laser Drive. Pick that up if you've got Decrypto. I think that's a no-brainer. All right, moving on. We've got the Crusoe Crew. The Crusoe Crew is by Van Ryder Games. Van Ryder, of course, made the amazingly awesome Detective City of Angels game, which I will be reviewing hopefully this week sometime. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Let's not get carried away on that topic, though. This is not Detective. This, as you can see, this is the Crusoe Crew. Something else that Van Ryder does is they make these really cool graphic novel adventures, which are basically choose your own adventures in a graphic novel format. So this actually takes that to the next level and makes it to where it's like a multiplayer game as you're going through this graphic novel adventure. I don't know how it works. It looks interesting. I love the graphic novels. I think they're fantastic. And the artwork in them is great and everything. So they're great. So yeah, looking forward to that. Silver. published by Bezier Games, is another werewolf game, and that's all I know about it. I know it got some buzz. I actually talked to a friend, Allie, who was working at Bezier Games, and she said that this is the hottest thing and I should pick it up, so I did. I'll let you know how it goes. Let's go over here to Era. Era is published by Eggertspiel, and it's basically a roll and build where you're building a small little village with these cool little pieces that interlock into a board, kind of like Lego. I can say Lego. It's not a Lego, but I mean, it reminds me of Lego. So you're building up this city or this village. You're rolling dice, and depending on what building you add to the city, based on the resources you earn from the dice, it gives you more resources, or it gives you ways to score points, or it gives you protection from bad things that happen. Very, very interesting, and oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna do a review on that in the next couple weeks. I had to check and see if my microphone is on. I can't say how many times I have done an entire video and then realized afterwards that the microphone is off, and I get it and I load it and I start to edit it. And I'm like, what's wrong with the sound? And for some reason, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I just left I think the microphone's off, but it's not, it's on, so we're good. Era, Medieval Age, published by Eggertspiel. We'll be reviewing that hopefully very soon. Okay, let's see what else we got here. A few more little things, and then we'll go to the other side of the table. So Lord of the Rings expansion for Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth, the little, basically the game that's just like Mansions of Madness 2nd edition, but in the Lords of the Ring universe. Just a small little expansion. It's got a couple characters to add to the game. It sounds really interesting. Bang the Dice game. If you haven't played Bang the Dice game, it's fantastic. It's a hidden roll game. You're rolling dice. The only person whose role you know is the sheriff. Everyone else is either good or bad, and you're rolling dice and shooting other people. It's fantastic. I don't know what it adds. A couple new dice. I see that, but other stuff, I don't know. Watergate is a 2-player game. Got a lot of buzz before Gen Con. This is by Capstone Games. So it wasn't just a suitcase filler. I actually got it because I was interested in it, and that's Watergate by Plaid Hat Games. All right, on to round 2 of the board game haul video. Artemis Project up here at the top. This is something that I remember seeing on a top 10 list somewhere, and so I went and checked it out. It's basically a dice rolling, engine building in the Antarctica game. I saw a little bit of a demo for it, and I think this is on the 2nd day, so I was just grabbing stuff and buying it. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll let you know how that is. That's all I got for that one. It looks interesting. It's by Grand Gamers Guild. So if you know more about it, let me know. Abomination, of course, by Plaid Hat Games. As you can see, I've got my plaid hat on. Plaid Hat was actually, this is, I think, their 10th year in the business. I don't know if it was their 10th Gen Con or not, but they were giving away these awesome plaid hats. I went to stop by their booth specifically to buy one of these hats. And they're like, oh, no, we're just giving them away. I'm like, this is by far the coolest giveaway that anyone's ever given. I think this may be better than most birthday presents that I've gotten. Yeah, very sad. Okay, so Abomination by Plaid Hat Games. Yeah, the Heir of Frankenstein? Yeah, of course, the Heir of Frankenstein, just making sure. I haven't cracked this open yet. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It got a lot of buzz. I bought a lot of things based on buzz. If something's buzzing, I get it because I want to be in on the buzz. That's probably not the best strategy to have, but that's what I do sometimes. Okay, so Abomination is by Plaid Hats, and I'll let you know how that is. So moving down directly below Abomination, we've got this little game that's kind of hidden in here. And this is a game that I backed on Kickstarter, but it came during Gen Con. So I'm counting this in my Gen Con haul, even though I fortunately didn't have to lug this gigantic box back. because this gigantic box is holding a gigantic amount of gaming goodness, and that's Vindication. Vindication, I've actually played a few times with my friend's copy, and it's fantastic. Next, all right, Cartographers. I got to meet the designer of Role Player. His name is Keith something, I think. Terrible.
You're the worst in the Seven Kingdoms.
Anyway, this is published by Thunderworks Games. But yeah, this is great. Lockup is also great. I got to play that recently. And this, actually, I don't know if this is great. I think it's great. It's in all the role player games have been great so far. So I believe this is going to be fantastic. Letter Jam. Hey guys, Dave from the future again, and I realized that when I was editing this video, actually when I was editing the video, I realized that I could not find good edit points to talk about a couple games. And the story that I told seemed to go on forever, and it didn't make much sense if I cut any of it out. So let me just give you a 1-minute version of what I was trying to say. So basically, at Dice Tower Con, I got to play a game. I got to play Era with Mandy, Crystal, and Jason Levine, and it was great. We had fun. And Mike Young from Plan B was nice enough to invite me to that, so that was awesome. So, but I got to meet them and play a game with them. And afterwards, later on, I saw Crystal and I said, "Hey, what's the cool game at Dice Tower Con?" And she told me about this game, Letter Jam. So Letter Jam is basically a cooperative word game. That's all I know. I've seen some videos on it. It looks really cool. I like good games that I can break out at any time as like a party game or just whenever. Later at GenCon, I saw Mandy and I said, "Hey, Mandy, got a question for you. What's the cool game at GenCon?" And she told me about this game, Artsy. And she actually walked me over where they were doing demos, and I got to see a little brief demo of it. And it looks really interesting. Anyway, these two games, I don't know that much about them. I haven't played them. Like everything else that I bought, I have no idea if it's going to be good or not. So anyway, that's it. Back to you. Yeah, so thank you, Mindy, for that recommendation. Thanks for dragging me over to the demo table and showing me Artsy by Renegade. Speaking of Renegade, we're almost done here. Let's jump over here because this is another game that I got in the mail while I was at Gen Con. It was a Kickstarter I backed, and that's Bargain Quest. With all the little expansions, you've got Chaotic Goods, you've got all these little, you can't see all this stuff, but it's there. There's so much little bonus packs that came with this game, so I'm excited to play that. I know that Shut Up and Sit Down did an amazing review on it a while back, and that's what got me interested in it and actually got me to back the game in the first place. Bargain Quest by Renegade Games. All right, we're almost done. We've got 3 more. Whew, home stretch. All right, at the top, Final Hour Arkham Horror, published by Fantasy Flight Games, of course. This was something that was announced, I think, the first day of Gen Con on Thursday. It's in the Arkham universe, so I had to have it, so I just got it. I haven't played it. I got a little bit of a rundown or a kind of like a little example of what the game is like. But I don't remember that. It's Gen Con is information overload. Okay, so don't get mad at me if I don't remember how to play some of these games, because you're getting bombarded by it. This mechanic and this mechanic, but it looked really cool, so I got it. So finally, here we go. 2 left. This is fantastic. Okay, let me preface this. So a friend of mine, Mike Guigliano, who said he's working at the Funko booth. He actually wanted me to work the Funko booth, and I'm like, no way, dude. This is my first Gen Con. I want to experience all the things. So, and I did. No, I didn't. I didn't experience all the things. I experienced a fraction, probably, of what was there. Mostly the main exhibit hall, and I'm sure I missed booths there too. But anyway, it's a lot. It's big. Okay. So he said, well, at least come by, sign up for a demo. My alarm clock's going off. Hang on. Let me go turn that off. I woke up early. So as I was saying, my friend Mike was like, hey, come work the Funko booth. I already told you that. Okay, and I said, no, Gen Con. And he said, well, sign up for the demo for Funkoverse. I'm like, what the hell is Funkoverse? So basically, I don't know, there's these things that I think they've only been out for a little while called Funko Pops. They're various characters. There's only, I don't know, a few of them out there so far. That's all not true, obviously. Funko Pop are the little pop culture figures, just like these guys here, the Batmans, that are, I don't know, there's like 3 billion of them, I think, that you can collect if you're into collecting things and spending all of your money on something. I have not actually gotten into Funko Pop yet, but this might change my mind. So I went and did the demo, expecting to not like it. And being able to say like, oh, sorry, I don't have any room left, so I can't get this. I was gonna come up with some clever excuse. The problem is that I actually like the game. And it seemed, I mean, looking at it, it's like, oh, this looks kind of simple. And it's not difficult. It's not a complex game, but there's a lot of good strategy decisions in it. So, and it's got characters. It's not a heavy game. But it's a well done, seems to be pretty well polished light game. It's gonna expand and get more, but I think all of these things are all compatible with each other. You don't have to play Batman, which is Batman. You could play Batman versus Voldemort. I mean, why not? You could do whatever you want. It's your life. So this, actually, you should check that out. Finally, this is a game that I don't know how much buzz it got, but I remember seeing it in someone's anticipated games. This is The King's Dilemma. This is published by Horrible Games, I think. And it's a little bit meaty. I don't know if it's heavy or not as far as like how the mechanics of it. But basically you're on the King's Council. The King's Council. He's got a lot of dilemmas. So you're advising the king on how to handle these dilemmas. I know it's a system basically where the decisions you make early impact and change the story for later things that happen. That's all I can tell you because I haven't played it yet, but it sounds really good. I think that's everything. I'm looking forward to playing all of these things. Some of them I've already played. I think the most anticipated game right now has got to be the Quacks expansion. Also got some cool stuff. I got a Run D&D shirt. Come on, it's like Run DMC. You probably don't know who that is because it's before your time. All right, I got the Everdell, the wooden things, because I didn't add that to my Kickstarter when I got the expansion. The wooden things that don't roll around on the board. All right, I got this awesome Orange Nebula shirt and this Orange Nebula hat from the good folks over at Orange Nebula who made Vindication. They were doing a little special where you buy 2 of them, you get 40, and you get some pens. There's a whole pen thing. Go check them out. They're fantastic. I got promos. I got more promos. I got a Queenie for Fresco. I got tons and tons of Geek Up bits. There's a lot to do. I don't know if you've heard of GenCon. This might be for people that have never heard of it, but there's a lot there. There's like 70 million booths, I think, is what it felt like. About 4 billion people walking around that you're trying to navigate through. And it's overwhelming, but we'll have some tips. I learned a lot this year. So I'm gonna have some tips for everyone next year that goes, including myself. So that's all I've got. This is my board game haul. So that's my board game haul. Hey, did you go to Gen Con? I'm curious. I'm seriously interested in how many people went to Gen Con. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of people that went to Gen Con. But tell me this: what games did I miss? That's what I want to know. I'm very curious as to what games you think, based on my weird collection of things. What should I have gotten? Is there something I missed? Is there something that I should definitely look into picking up when it hits retail? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like what you see here, obviously hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. do all that thing. There's a little notification bells too, so when I post videos, and I'm gonna try and start doing that weekly from now on, it'll let you know, because I don't have a schedule yet, and you wanna know when I post them. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. So, yeah, let me know what games you're most excited about that have been announced at Gen Con, or played at Gen Con, or picked up at Gen Con, or did you not? If you didn't go to Gen Con, I'm sorry. This is my first year, so I've missed out on Gen Con many times. Yeah, just let me know about games below in the comments. Thanks for watching this. Yeah, that's it. Go play some games.